If you could excuse me for a moment, I'm just going to go down a 90s nostalgia trip with Sammy J.
This song goes out to anyone who is too young to remember the 1990s. You have my pity. You'll never know what it's like to rewind an audio cassette with a pencil. You'll never know what it's like to have to stand up to change the channel. You'll never know what it's like to let your fingers do the walking, or have a big book of maps balanced on your knees as you're driving your car, which was totally safe.
I would say I was born in 1990, so some of them may be a little bit out for me. I think I've always had a remote for the TV, except when you lose it and you have to actually press the buttons on the TV. And obviously I know about maps, but as I was born in 1990, I didn't have to experience using a map. So that's a plus, because they were not safe, were they? Sat-navs are a lot safer.
Never know what it's like to make a reverse charge call from a payphone.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God. When payphones were still around, I remember getting home, well, getting off the school bus and then spending the afternoon with friends in town and then going to the payphone, doing a reverse call to my home and getting my mum to pick me up. Unbelievable. That is a serious memory. And she used to absolutely hate it. Absolutely hate it.
And when you have to record your name, you say, "Mum, I'm at the station, pick me up." So she gets a call saying, "You have a call from Mum, I'm at the station, pick me up." And she knows what you're saying. Yeah, there's no way that she's paying for the call. You just saved 30 cents, and back then that could buy you a new bike or a 30-cent cone. So you have a birthday party at McDonald's.
Oh my God, birthday parties at McDonald's. Oh, I don't think I had one. I don't think I actually had one, but I'm pretty sure my sister did. And I think I went to one when I was younger. But who the hell has a birthday party at McDonald's? But it was a thing. In the McDonald's in Winchester, where I'm from, there is a special room for birthday parties upstairs. Who the hell would have a birthday party at McDonald's these days? Maybe some people would.
And a guy turns up dressed as a clown and gives you a hug, and everyone is cool with that. You'll never know what it's like to have to decide between the phone and the internet. You can't have both at the same time.
Mom, get off the phone! Ah, the days. Oh man, those days. We did get a computer and I would spend most of my time on it. And when you're trying to chat to your friends and then all of a sudden the phone goes, you're like, oh no, that's the worst. Why the hell would using the phone mess up the internet because it's all on the same cable? That was just awful.
Because they both use the same cord, so you have to choose which one to use. And either way you're sitting in the kitchen and your sister is there saying, "Hurry up, I want to check my Hotmail." Then you hear two beeps and your girlfriend says, "Sorry, I've got a call waiting. I won't be long," so you keep holding on.
I'm interrupting. I still use Hotmail. I still have my original Hotmail. That is my main one. Hotmail is great. Even to today, Hotmail beats Gmail all day long. Oh, man. It's just memories, man. Absolute crazy memories. And that's the thing. You think of nostalgia, and quite often things seemed better. But when you simply mention about the internet in the 90s, and actually early 2000s, let's not forget it was still in the early 2000s, it was awful.
Then she comes back and she dumps you. true story. I still love you, Melissa. You never know what it's like to have to wind on when you've taken a photo, when you've just spent 13 minutes wondering if it's worth taking the photo at all, because you've only got 24 shots and you're not going to see them for a month when you collect them from the chemist. And sometimes he would comment on which photos were his favourites, and everyone was cool with that.
You couldn't really send DICK pics, could you? Because you know that the bloke at Boots or whatever pharmacy you know of would be looking at those pictures. So you can't be doing any dirty ones unless you want that person to see.
You'll never know what it's like to have nightmares about the millennium bug. Yeah, everyone laughs about it now, but back then we were scared, so we stocked up on pasta and toilet paper and locked ourselves in our house. Actually, you know what that's like. And you'll never know the kind of rage that comes from getting angry with a paperclip that wants to write a letter.
Just go away.
Understand the urge to grab it with both hands and pluck it straight out of the screen, and then get a pair of pliers and rip out both its eyeballs and cut it into pieces and send it to Bill Gates with a note that says, "Look, I wrote a letter on my own, Bill. I am a big boy now." It was a different time. It was a simpler time. We fed our Tamagotchis and we wore tie-dye. We thought that Austin Powers was the funniest guy. We gave ourselves a headache reading Magic Eye, but you'll never know what that's like.
Fantastic, Sammy J. As I said, nostalgia does funny things, right? Because things back then weren't actually necessarily better, were they? But you always have those fond memories of those annoying things, like the dial-up tone of internet. That is a big one. The reverse calls at the payphone. Back then as well, you actually had to remember what people's phone numbers were. I know my phone number and no one else's now. Whereas back in the 90s, and I'm going to say early 2000s, I knew my mum's number, I knew my girlfriend's number, except, you know those. I wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't even know what Charlie's number is. Is that bad? Probably, because if my phone dies, I am screwed and I wouldn't have a clue what to do. It's, like I said, nostalgia plays tricks on you. How many times have you heard something like, "Oh, it was a better life back then," and all that sort of stuff? Was it really? I don't know if it actually was. What era were you from? What was your decade that you remember fondly for having stupidly bad things, but you remember them in a good light? Let me know in the comments down below, and make sure you like and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.